What's going on, people? So, I've been doing a lot of Asics reviews lately. It feels like that, anyways. Maybe it hasn't been. Maybe it's just like the last couple or something. But I've been seeing a lot of Asics around here lately. So maybe you've also been seeing those if you've been watching the videos. If you have, thank you. I do appreciate that. If you haven't, they're still out there. You can go back and watch them if you like. But I get it. Maybe you don't have time for that. Maybe you just like to look to the future and forget about what's in the past. Do whatever. It's your life. These right here, though. Now, there's another pair of these, different color, right, of this little pack. The Kadomatsu pack, I believe I'm saying that right, possibly. But either way, I wanted the other pair a little bit more. I really did. It's a green pair. And I've been keeping my eye on them for a while. And they were on the Australia Asics site. They were on some other sites where I often buy my overseas shoes. But I wanted to pay the normal price, you know what I'm saying? And eventually I did see them, but I guess it wasn't meant to be because that order got canceled. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get these ones then. So I figured here we are. I'll just work with the pink ones. Pink, plum blossom, whatever you want to call it. Which isn't a problem. Let me see. What is the color? According to the side of the box, wood, crepe, and plum blossom. Yeah, so there's that for you in case you were curious. But anyways, this right here, let's go ahead and just knock out this review real quick. Because again, I've got two pairs of these and they're kind of related, so let's not drag this out all day. That being that, it is now review time on this right here, ladies and gentlemen, the Asics Gel-Lyte 3 and the Wood, Crepe, and Plum Blossom colorway. So, as I often do, we are going to start this review with the bottom. So down there, what you're looking at, pretty much a very plain outsole. Am I right or am I right? We're just going to move on from there. Moving up here to this here midsole though. What you're seeing there, just as plain as on the bottom, minus this little bitty piece on the back where it does have a smidge of this plum blossom color. I assume that's the plum blossom color. I mean, it just makes sense to me. So there's that. Otherwise, all this in the down here regions, very simple stuff. The upper area though, this is where they make the money, right? Now, here's what I'm saying. When you look down in here, and I'll get you some close-ups, right? Because I know you can only see so much from a distance. When you look down in here, this suede that they have going on, it's pretty nice. I mean, I'm not going to say everywhere that it's amazing, but there are different areas on the shoe. It's a little inconsistent. I mean, it could just be that they've been laying around in a box. I'm not sure, but it's a little inconsistent right now. But overall, I would say this is a pretty nice feeling shoe. So down here around the toe area, it is pretty much just your standard wood crepe color, which is a color I've never used before verbally. I would have said like tan. Either way, so you've got that going on down here. Pretty nice. It's all suede, as you can kind of tell. Moving on to the middle area, once again, same sort of vibe going on there. And then finishing things off in the back third here where the heel is. Yeah, same as the rest of the shoe, right? It's very simple in that way. But simplicity can be a good thing, especially when it's done well. And that's what's going on here. But getting in just a little bit closer, reminding you of some little details that you saw, but I like to speak about them just a bit because this is a review. I can't just show pictures of it and not say anything. Got a little bit of pink going on down there with those dot areas. Then over here in the middle area, you do have the pink Asics logo, and it's not quite colored in completely behind that, which in a way is a little weird to me, but maybe it's always been like that and I just never noticed. So you do have the brown tan color going on the back areas, not on this here front piece for whatever reason. And then this piece, of course, travels all the way to the back of the shoe where you have that Asics gel at the top. So there's that. So for the most part, that's very much the outside of the shoe. But getting in here real close to this here toe box though, it's not quite feeling exactly the same. It's still suede, it's just not quite, it feels just a little bit different. I'm not quite sure how to describe that other than to say that it feels different. So I'll just say that again. But there's that for you. And of course, getting you some pictures of the outside all around the upper and stuff. I do think it looks pretty good. Hopefully, that's coming through to you too. And the quality is top notch as well. So that makes this 110 or 120 worth it, in my opinion. And I believe they're still in stock in case you're curious. So you can head on over to the Asics website and check out and find out for yourself. Anyways, getting back on track here. So rounding things off at the front before we go dipping onto the inside. Down here around the lacing area, you pretty much have that same nice suede going on all around the lace holding area. And you got a little bit of this kind of an off-white sort of plastic piece up in there where the lace holes are, at least on the first two. And then you've got some sort of beige off-white laces going on. On the tips of those laces, you do have that same pink that you saw on the rest of the shoe in certain areas. So there's that. And now getting on to the inside here, because these do have like, it's almost like a Huarache as far as the structure of this shoe. Because you do have this kind of outside area, you know, this layer of, sometimes it's leather or whatever. And then behind that, you do have all the suede, right? And I'll get you some pictures in there so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Feels very nice all around. And then when you dip down onto the inside, what you're going to be looking at down in there, pretty much the same coloring that you've seen on the rest of the shoe. You could have guessed what it's going to look like, right? So there's that for you with that standard Asics on the inside. And then the inside, the sock liner, it's not like it's feeling like anything amazing. It is kind of nice and plush, so that's pretty cool. And past that, one thing that I did not mention is you do have a little bit of color change in some of the areas on the shoe because it is pretty nice suede, and that's often what you get with that. But past that, as far as the upper goes, I believe we've covered everything because there isn't really a lot to say about this. It's very much just an all suede shoe in tan and pink and a little bit of beige, right? So you kind of get that pretty quickly from looking at it, which is why I'm trying to get through this review and move on to the sizing, which is what I'm going to do now. So, sizing wise, right? Now I buy my shoes in a 9.5 pretty much because that's the size that tends to work for me. It's my true to size, and that's what I bought these in. So my suggestion to you, if you happen to have any, say, Air Max 90s, maybe other Gel Lyte 3s, I guess, or maybe Ultra Boost, though the fit of an Ultra Boost is a little bit different, the sizing is still the same. I would say wearing these, comparing, to something similar, that's where I bring up the Air Max 90s or those ZX 8000s that I had on the other day. So, true to size, simplest way to put it. If you don't know what that means, take the last shoe that you bought, just buy that size and hope that it works out. Or get your foot measured or something and then know what your actual true to size is. There's that too. Comfort. These are a very comfortable shoe. I've worn a couple pairs, through the days and whatnot, like going to work, whatever, or just being out for the day. And it's definitely all day wear stuff. So if you're looking for something nice and comfortable to go with, you can't go wrong with these. Obviously, some of them have different materials, so the comfort will shift just a little bit as far as breathability and things like that. You have some of the other ones that are more of like the nylon type things. You have some that are leather. Again, you got to know what you're getting into to completely understand where you're going to rank those for yourself. But these, I got no issues with them. So there's that for you. Past that, I don't really think there's too much else left to say. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, and then we're going to move on because like I said, I did get the other pair. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't easy, or well, it was easy, I guess, but that's another story for another review. So watch this one next if you care to see what this one's all about. If you don't care, that's fine. You can call it quits with this one, and that's good. So for now, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'm going to put this to the side, pull this one out, do that whole review thing, maybe even do the on feet and stuff today since it is still relatively early. We'll find out together. Later, people.